Welcome to a new Daily Top AskReddit video. Today's topic:
what are signs that someone truly loves you and it's not just lust? Lust looks like love until it's time to sacrifice. I've followed that rule now for a couple of years and it seems like it rings true. This is short and simple and hits pretty well. Love is when you support each other and want the best for the other person. You help them change for the better, they help you to change for the better, together you become better people, have a better life and are more happy. An example making the sacrifice part more visible: I sacrifice my free afternoon to buy stuff, cook and make a nice dinner and evening plan for my partner, because I know my partner had a long day, comes home late and will be exhausted. This makes life much better for my partner and helps at easing the hard day into a good ending. And my partner did the same for me in the past and will do in the future. We encourage each other to push for our dreams, which is proactive and takes time and energy, and support each other at reaching them. I had a not so good relationship in the past. In that one I felt held back. When the relationship ended I noticed it is much easier for me to reach my dreams without getting held back from my ex. It is totally different with my current partner. With my current partner it is easier to reach my goals and dreams, because of the support I get. That's the difference. When I talk about the past, then I mean like 15 years ago. I'm with my partner for almost 10 years now and our bond grows only stronger. When he still calls you the most beautiful girl in the world after you've lost all your hair to chemo and just vomited all over the bathroom. I wish and pray to God that you beat it. Folded hands, light skin tone. I would love to have a partner like that in the future. Cheers to love and life. Thank you. I am almost 2 years cancer free. Smile. Seeing you at rock bottom and still choosing to stay. I did and he said it was undesirable. LMAO. Because I was there for him. Avoidant attachers will put you through hell with shit like this. LMAO. They encourage you to chase your dreams, even if it means you might be apart for a while. My sister and her college boyfriend were, truly in love. She encouraged him to apply to the best medical program in the country, even though it was thousands of miles away, because he had told her he really wanted to go there. He was accepted. When he was leaving she smiled and kissed him goodbye. The moment he closed the door she started bawling. She was terrified they would grow apart or he would meet someone else. Then he came back because he forgot his wallet, seriously, and he heard her sobbing in the bathroom. When she told him what she was worried about he told her there was zero chance he would meet anyone else or forget about her. She was his end game, his ultimate goal. He said he wanted to be with her forever. And while it may not be healthy, every other plan he had made was because it played a role in making their life together possible. He knew she wanted lots of kids. He knew she wanted to be an elementary school teacher. He knew she wanted to take a lot of time off of work so she could stay home with the kids for a couple of years. He knew she wanted to live in an expensive city to be close to her family. He knew he wanted to be with her, so he wanted to go to a top school and get a good specialty so he could afford to make everything she wanted possible for her. Edit: I should probably add that they're happily married with 2 ridiculously cute little girls. He knew he wanted to be with her, crying and now I'm crying like a bitch. He said he wanted to be with her forever. And while it may not be healthy, every other plan he had made was because it played a role in making their life together possible. This is the sweetest thing I've ever read outside of a romance novel. If a guy ever said anything like that to me he would own me. Bending that post-nut clarity in each other's arms. For sure. Lust is after the nut wanting to be Goku and instant transmission the FCK outer there. Not necessarily. You could enjoy someone's company without loving them. Removed. They are willing to spend time with you and respect your feelings when you are feeling down. I mean, this could just as easily be lust from a partner who is a remotely decent human being. Ah yes, my ex-husband. When you get so sick you shit yourself jumping out of bed and spray shit over the bed and walls like a fire hose, and your partner gets you to the shower, then changes the bed sheets and scrubs the wall after taking you to the hospital so you hopefully never know how bad it was. Then brings you a new laptop in hospital loaded with your fave shows. Yes, I did this. I loved him so much and everyone gets sick. I genuinely don't think I'll love someone this much. I thought the same, but then remembered when I had a puppy and he shit and spread it all over his cage, which meant it was all over him, and I had to clean it up. Just get a mask and gloves, you'll be fine. Lust can turn into love. Ours did, 47 years ago. 100%. I would never have met my fiancée if I didn't want to see her glorious butt naked and lowered onto my face. We spent 6 days in bed going all over each other before I finally took her out for another date. We talked serious stuff for the first time and turns out we wanted all the same things. 2 years later and she said yes. Now I get to eat that beautiful booty forever. Wuv, true wuv. Damn, how the hell did you last that long? Thought after 4 hours we supposed to seek medical attention. When they genuinely care about your well-being, listen to you without distraction, and stick around through the good and bad times, that's a solid sign it's more than just lust. If you blow chunks and she comes back, she's yours. But if you spew and she bolts, then it was never meant to be. Ah, Garth. A true poet. That was Wayne talking to Garth. If you're going to spew, spew into this. Lust, I want to take you home with me. Quote, love, with you I am home. Quote, one moment I knew was when I was traveling, staying in Airbnbs and hotels. I started dating a girl. My situation was in flux, so I asked to stay with her for a few days. That turned into weeks. I mentioned something to her about your apartment. She corrected me to say, our apartment. I had every intention of going back to hotels and it just never happened. Signing our lease together soon. I think that happiness is the main and very likely only goal in this life. When you love someone, it makes you happy to make the other one happy. This applies to any kind of love, parental love, relationships, your dog and so on. When I've been in love, I would do anything just to cheer up and see my partner happy, and even after breaking up, seeing her sad makes me extremely sad. I'm not in love with her, there is no lust, we are friends, but I still love her as a friend. Removed. This guy loves. One day about 2 months into dating, my ex-girlfriend came out of the bathroom after her shower with nothing but a towel wrapped around her hair. I thought I was getting lucky until I noticed the concerned look on her face and she goes, feel this, take my hand, and pushes my fingers into the side of her breast. There was a small hard lump. We both just looked at each other and I said, we need to get that checked out tomorrow. Not, you, we. English wasn't her first language, so I took the time the next morning to call doctors and explain until one would see her. I blocked out my work schedule, I work for myself, and drove her to the appointment, which ended up being 3 days later. I asked her if she wanted me to come in with her and she said no and that it was okay. As I sat in that waiting room waiting for her, I had the, what if this is the C word, thought process. I pictures her bald, skinny, pale and thought to myself, I would stick by her through that. I pictured my life without her and started tearing up. That's when I knew I loved her. She came out of the back of the office and flashed a slight smile in my direction as she walked through the door and said, we'll know in a couple days. Luckily, it ended up being a benign cyst, but that week or so of not knowing what was going on was one of the scariest times of my life and hers. After we got the news, I took her to a nice celebratory dinner at a fancy Brazilian steakhouse. She was Brazilian, so it seemed fitting. We were giddy the whole dinner, and after we finished dessert she was holding my hand on the table looking at me and goes, obrigada, thank you in Portuguese, under her breath, and I responded, you're welcome gatinha, I'm glad you liked dinner, and she goes, not for dinner, for this week. I don't know how I would have gotten through it without you. Ti amo. That was the first time she ever said, I love you, in any language, let alone her native one. Though I hadn't told her how I felt that week, or how going through everything with her made me feel, I think she knew my actions said it all. I let the words linger for a second and responded, I love you too. I still do love her even if we are no longer together, and will always wish her the absolute best. So WTF split you up? She left her Apple Watch at my house one night about 6 months in after we had gotten back from a week-long vacation together. The watch lit up on her nightstand while I was laying in bed at 11:30 p.m. I reached over and it was a verification code to make a Tinder account. Male perspective, when I walk into a room she's already in, my eyes immediately lock hers and follow her in an endearing manner. They will legitimately be concerned when you're in a rut or a weak spot and will put forth genuine effort to be there or make you laugh. How they speak about you when you are present versus gone is the same no matter what crowd or setting. They will legitimately be interested in all the parts of your life, good and bad, and try to be a positive influence and never let you deviate from your path or leave you if you fall. There will be a legitimate effort to understand you even when you're making them mad or driving them away, to a point. They will listen to what you say and get to know how you like things, or how to support you when you're struggling, and will do these things when they notice it coming, many times before you even do. They will express genuine agony at the thought of losing you, and will put pride aside and protect what you have and see that it grows. They will be kind-hearted towards you in a way that's just not present with anyone else. They will show their fears, and let themselves be vulnerable in your presence, or trust they're looked after and safe in your presence. You'll be asked personal life questions and to give your input and perspective on the serious things they have going on internally. And the most important of all, when it gets rough and strained, they will endure and love you even more. Obviously there's exceptions to many of these, but these are the things I find myself doing for my wife and don't really have the ability to control. It just happens and morphs out of the connection. I've been close to some others in my past, even loved some. But none of that has the depth and power of what I have with her. And currently, we're not doing good. She had a mental breakdown and is wanting a divorce and doesn't have her approximation of events straight, and I'm fighting like hell to keep going and love her through it. By far the most stressful and difficult period of my entire life. Wish us luck, and I wish you good luck as well. Exclamation mark. They're always there, even in your down times. You know that feeling when a few months pass by and you never really got the chance to talk to your friends and you never went out because of life and stuff? I know truly they're in love with me because even in this truly busy lifestyle of ours, they take the time out of the day to text something cute and say good morning and good night whenever they can. I feel this with my girlfriend right now. She's in med school and it takes up most of her time. But she still finds time for me, and I always make sure she knows how grateful I am for the time I get with her. It's been difficult, but I could never imagine life without her.